Why, they hot goods?
Shop.
Okay, there's Benny waiting for the action to get underway, and he didn't have to wait very long because here's the man from San Antone, Rick Casey. David?
It's going to be a one-fall 15-minute time limit match from Mississippi at 211 pounds. Over on the left there, that is Benny Traylor. And going against him from San Antonio at 226 pounds, Rick Casey. This match one fall 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee.
Okay, by and large, we have seen Benny in tag matches as part of the Midnight Connection. That's right. And with Jerry Garman as his partner, he's in as a single today, and he's going against a very, very accomplished single wrestler in Rick Casey.
Rick Casey, boy, going to work on that. He's really putting the pressure on that shoulder and upper arm of Benny Traylor. Traylor goes to the ropes, steps outside. Rick Casey backs away. Both these guys young wrestlers. Casey with the more experience, of course.
Benny was going to wind his arm up, but his grip was lost for just a second. And Casey took advantage of it just that quick, really moved.
Boy, he snapped him down to that mat. Just quick snap. Traylor back on his feet quickly. Now he's in the air.
Ooh, yeah. Nice block, huh?
Yeah.
He was going to hip toss him in there, and Rick blocked him, picked him right up, dumped him down. Big elbow. Caught him with that upper arm and dumps Benny down. Good forearm also. Rick Casey keeping the pressure on.
Been all Rick Casey so far during the match. We're about a minute and a half into it. Referee was checking with Benny Traylor to see if the pressure was too much and he wanted to submit. Hey, nice move by Traylor, but hanging with him, Rick Casey, so he converted it to his advantage. He stayed right with him.
That's right. Traylor made a good move to get under and get that leverage point on Rick, but Rick held right with him on the arm, took him over and kept up till the ropes came about, and that calls for a break. Here they are with a top wrist lock.
Good move by Casey. Yes. Hooked his foot back behind his leg and took his feet out from under him.
Lower leg down to the back on Benny Traylor.
Got him right in the shoulder blade. That's of course legal the way he did that. Doesn't feel too good to have that knee put right in your shoulder.
Over on the ropes. There's a whip across. Boy, that shoulder butt, he blasted him down to the mat. Benny Traylor being picked up by an arm bar. Casey driven back into the corner in the turnbuckles. I was going to say that should call for a break. Rick getting a little fired up because he had let his guard down just a second, and they took advantage of it, did Traylor.
Yeah, he got hit with a fist and upset him. He smashed him down to the mat there. Not really a clothesline. He just chopped him. Bulldog. That's probably going to wrap it up. Count as 1, 2, and 3.
All right.
Another good move by Casey. Traylor was close to the rope. He pulled that leg away from the rope so that he couldn't use that. So the win goes to Casey in 3:03.
Yowza. We've got more action coming up. We'll be looking at Nature Boy Buddy Landel in a little bit, and back in just a moment.
Wednesday night at the Evansville Coliseum, you will see something special. It will be a one-night tournament for the Southern Tag Team titles that are vacated, and we're looking forward to all this great action, including the opening round matches of Tojo Yamamoto and Jerry Jarrett against Buddy Landel and Pat Rose. You will also see Koko Ware and Rick Casey against the Tough Sheepherders, former champions. You will then see the Bladerunners against Billy Travis and Tracy Smothers, and Dundee and Mantel against the Fantastics in the final first-round match. 2 second-round matches and the finals of the Southern Tag Team Championship Wednesday in Evansville. Right now, we want to talk to Rick Casey, a very good partner in Koko Ware.
That's right. Wednesday night in Evansville, Indiana, baby. It's going to be a wild night because the titles have been vacated and somebody's got to win them. Now, I got Koko Ware as a partner. Everybody around here knows Koko Ware, and they know his background. They know what he's capable of doing. Now, Koko Ware knows what Rick Casey's capable of doing, and he showed the people out here what he can do. And we're going to go out there and fight these sheepherders in this particular night. And in sheepherders, I want to tell you one thing, guys. Don't sell us short, because Koko Ware and Rick Casey won't sell you short. They got one thing in mind. That's winning them belts now. You know, there's a lot of bigger teams, and there's a lot of faster teams, but Koko Ware and Rick Casey's got one thing in mind, and that's winning those belts.
All right, Wednesday night in Evansville. Right now, here comes the Fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a big, exciting night for the Fantastics and the fans of Evansville because they get a chance to see this one-night tournament, Mr. Hales. Let me tell you one thing right now, fellas. There's a lot of things that's been happening around here, and there's a lot of tough tag teams and a lot of tough action. But let me say one thing right now. From 8 o'clock on, the action will be hot and heavy, and the Fantastics plan on doing one thing. And at the end of that night is raising those belts real high and that thumbs up in the air and celebrating with all the people there in Evansville with their support. And Tommy's 110%, my 110%. We're so excited about coming to Evansville, brother, and coming right out in that tournament.
Mr. Hales, Bobby and I have been training real hard for this tournament coming up because Bobby and myself come to this Mid-South area for those tag titles, and that's exactly what we're going to do right there in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, we're going to be back in the ring here in just a moment. We've got Nature Boy Buddy Landel heading back into the ring here for the first time in quite some time. But right now, I want to get out here the Mid-America Heavyweight Champion, Koko Ware. Koko bringing his belt out, coming around the ring, and he's a young man that I think may be the most underrated champion we have around. Boy, he is some kind of tough nut. Koko, good to have you here today, partner.
I've seen you since last
By golly, that's the absolute truth about it, too. Just talking about your Mid-America title here, and sometimes I think it's the most overlooked title in there, and you may be the most underrated because you have proved to everybody you can hold it, you got it, you can hold it, but you got a big challenge coming up.
You're exactly right. I'm very proud to have this Mid-America belt. The people's been good to me, and everybody has been really behind me ever since I defend this belt. And I want to say one thing that, I had Harley race one time in my career, and, I was very nervous when I had Harley race. Because Harley Race to me, he was like a world champion. And I was a little nervous when I defended this belt against Harley Race. And, in Harley Race, he did beat me because I was a little afraid then. But I'm not afraid of nobody now. And you see, Buddy Landel, he's an international star. He's been all over the world. Well, that's good and fine, Buddy Landel. Now he want to come back in this area. Now he want to make a name for himself. And he want to make a name of himself over the Birdman. Well, Buddy Landel, you won't be able to do it, baby. Because you see, I fought hard for this belt, and I'm not going to lose it at all. So, Buddy Landel, you might as well pick on somebody else's feathers because, baby, this feather don't pluck at all.
All right, Koko, good luck to you. That's going to be a whale of a match, and I certainly hope that I can be present when that one takes place. When Nature Boy Buddy Landel, with quite a national reputation, will be going after that Mid-America title held by a pretty tough guy himself. Well, we had the opportunity to discuss among ourselves about it. This is the first time in forever, I guess, really, that we have approached into a championship wrestling program without the king. That's right, Jerry Lawler, in a loser leave town type of a situation, is not is not on Championship Wrestling and will not be on. I'll tell you one thing, though, that you can have the memories of some of the greatest matches that Jerry Lawler ever had by a special video cassette that takes a salute to some of wrestling's royalty. And this one is the Jerry Lawler video cassette. Here are some highlights of it. That's just some of the highlights of the great action that you're going to be seeing, and it will be action on that video cassette. It's available now at $29.95 with $5.95 for postage and handling on it, the video cassette. And here is a shot of the box. It's called Jerry Lawler Wrestling Royalties Volume 1 Collector's Series, and it's quite an edition. You'll get it again by calling right now to 1-800-524-2507. I know that was quick. Let me give you time to take it down. 1-800-524-2507. The Jerry Lawler video cassette, an opportunity for you to add this to your collection. All right, we're ready to go to the ring. Already in there, David Haskins. We'll be seeing the Nature Boy, Buddy Landel, his opponent.
There he is. In all of his finery, Buddy Landel, the Nature Boy. Yeah, Buddy Landel stepping up onto the ring apron. One fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up. His opponent from Memphis, Tennessee at 235 pounds, David Haskins. And from Los Angeles, California at 229 pounds, the Nature Boy, Buddy Landel. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Referee, Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, Calhoun refereeing this bout between Buddy Landel, who's made quite a reputation for himself, going against David Haskins, as Buddy takes time out to straighten down the hair and go over and chubby little boy type of gesture on the referee. I don't know what that's all about.
I don't either. Buddy Landel. Well, we hadn't seen him around here for some time. But now, okay, yeah, wants to shake hands with Haskins and then nailed him. Back in the corner, Landel after it. Haskins reverses him into the turnbuckle. Rolls him down, coming off of there, goes for a drop kick. Landel backed up, and David Haskins missed the drop kick. Mistake. Landel has taken advantage and will continue to do so. Out of the ring goes Haskins. He threw him through the ropes. Down on the floor, Landel. Wow, he chopped him.
Referee running Landel back up into the ring, but not before he nailed Haskins with a whale of a chop down on the floor. David needs a turnabout to get this match into where he'll have an upset possibility with Landel, because Landel has been very fierce from the very opening bell. Drags him back through the ropes. Buddy Landel needed the midsection on David Haskins. Winds the arm up.
Landel forced him down to the mat. He's got an arm lock on him. Haskins finds himself in a position not being able to move too much because of the hold that Landel has. Landel breaks the hold, grabs him by the hair, and just rubbing him into the mat there. Landel snaps him over. Haskins again in a position where he can't move much.
Really keeping everything tight on him.
Yeah, he is. Landel wearing him down. punishing him a bit at the same time. Not going for the 3 count. He hasn't had the shoulders pinned yet. 2 minutes, 18 seconds gone in this one. Haskins looking good a couple of times, but Buddy Landel taking command again very quickly each time Haskins makes a move. Right hand to the midsection, and there you see a perfect example of it as Landell grabbed him by the hair, rammed his head into the turnbuckle.
Thanks a lot.
A reverse drop kick he put on him.
Boy, and he was in tight. But Landell can do that. He is a good athlete. He always has been a good wrestler with a deficiency in the charm department.
But when you hit the drop kick that close in, well, there's a lot of power when you extend those legs. Landell, that was a right fist, it looked like from this angle.
Referee calling for a break, and he broke it with a right fist. Hooks the arm again, drives Haskins' head down, and now picks him up so that he can bust a big knee into the midsection and body slam. Landell. Ooh, a studied drop of that elbow. What's he going for? Figure 4?
Yep.
Yep.
Figure 4 leg lock. Haskins had to give it up. Yeah. Boy, that figure 4 leg lock is just a hold that wrestlers cannot continue once the opponent gets you in it there. Submission hold virtually every time. Haskins had to give it up, and there the hands raised to Buddy Landel after 3 minutes, 44 seconds of championship wrestling action. So his return to championship wrestling is a victorious one.
Got it with a submission hold in the figure 4 leg lock, and he does it very, very well. Buddy Landel, the winner.
Wrong, Lance Russell. Not just a figure 4, the figure 4. You know,
okay.
Just because that you're at the top of your field, just because that you were voted the top announcer in the wrestling world today, don't come out here and try to intimidate me.
Hey, I'm not trying to intimidate you,
Okay.
buddy. We saw you coming back. We've always admitted you're a good athlete, you're a good wrestler. We just said you lack a little in the charm department.
What can I say, okay?
What have you been doing? I know you've been making a name for yourself. Now you're coming back trying to take the Mid-America title away from Koko.
Koko Ware. I could talk all day about Koko Ware. Lance Russell, I've wrestled in every major city in the United States, never mind the United States, in the world. And every time that I capture a belt, a title, anything that I capture, they say, no, you're not at the top of the list. You got to prove yourself in Memphis, Tennessee. That's why I dropped everything in my career. Everybody saw the Nature Boy Buddy Landel at the top of the list in the wrestling world. I give all that up for one reason, for Memphis. To come here and prove myself, Lance Russell, just like you said, I got it all. What can I say, baby?
Well, there's no doubt about it that you have certainly made quite an international name for yourself. And your style of wrestling, while it may not charm all of the wrestling fans out there, it's won you a lot of matches, buddy. We will be seeing more of you, I am sure.
You know, Lance Russell, it's obvious that the women around the Memphis, Tennessee, Kentucky are starved for the sight of a real man, okay? What can I say? Let's be honest and truthful with each other, okay? Now, I got to say one thing, okay? Where's Jerry Lawler at right now? Unemployed, right or wrong?
He is out of
Thumbs
business
up to Bill
in this
Dundee.
area.
What can I say?
Okay, Buddy Landel with some more of the Landel conversation. We'll see how well he is able to do it. We're going to take time out. Be back with more action in a moment.
Evansville Coliseum, you will see a one-night tournament for the vacated AWA Southern Tag Team Championship. It will be absolutely a great night of action. Now, a special announcement, excited about it, just heard that a little change. Tojo Yamamoto's partner for this action will be Dirty Rhodes back in town. The cousin of American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, he'll team with Tojo against Buddy Nature Boy Landel and Pat Rose. Koko Ware and Rick Casey, that's a great team, against the Sheep Herders. Bladerunners. Bladerunners against Billy Travis and Tracy Smothers. You will also see a first-round match that just won't quit. Former holders of the AWA Southern Tag Team Championship out to regain them, Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantel against the Fantastics. 2 second-round matches, and you will see the finals. The champions will be determined after the action in Evansville Wednesday night. The AWA Southern Tag Championship, the tournament takes place in Evansville Wednesday.
The Bladerunners stepping into the ring right now. This match is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Introducing first at a total of 419 pounds, both from Memphis, Tennessee, David Johnson and his partner, Jim Jamison. Going against him at a total of 545 pounds, wrestling out of California, Steve Borden and Jim Hellwig, the Bladerunners. This match one fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun in between them right now, the referee.
Yowza, bell time, and here we go with Borden starting out for the Bladerunners against David Johnson. And just the pure physical difference between these two teams in itself is awesome. Borden fires Johnson across, catches him with that clothesline. Let me tell you, partner, woo, he rolls him back over and drops that elbow. When these guys hit you with a clothesline, hey, that one can finish you right then and there. That's how big these fellows are. Oh, look at that.
Bladerunners, a formidable team, and with their eye on the Southern Tag Team titles, which brings a question to mind, Lance. What about the Southern Tag belts? With Lawler having to leave, what does
well,
that mean for the Southern titles?
It does present a problem, Dave. The Southern, I assume that Jamison popped into the ring. I assume that they're going to have a tournament because the AWA has designated the Mid-South area here as the home of the Southern Tag belts. Look at this. Press of Jamison by Hellwig and Johnson by Borden, and both of them dumped down to the mat. A double pin. 1, 2, 3. And the winners, Steve Borden and Jim Hellwig, the huge Bladerunners, taking the victory over Jim Jamison and David Johnson. What was the time, Dave?
Time was a minute 20.
Minute 20 seconds, and they put their bulk all over that doggone ring. So, once again, the Bladerunners proving the point, and it's unfortunate because I don't think everybody should get the idea that size alone is what determines who is going to be the best and the winner in there. Hellwig and Borden seem to be out to prove it. Son of a gun, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Steve Keirn.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, Lance, and to all the fans out there. I want to say Happy New Year from me and from Stan and from Jackie Fargo. You know, I took this opportunity to come down here because, I've been looking around and I've been watching a lot of things, and it seems like that Bill Dundee is king on the mountain. Doesn't it seem like that to you?
Yes, I would say at the moment he's made it come true.
Well, he came out here about 3 weeks ago, I believe it was, and he challenged Stan and I for the titles. He's challenged Jerry Lawler, and it's been a list of oncoming challenges to anybody that had anything that he could gain from. But now it's time for the role reversal. It's time for people to start coming looking for Bill Dundee. And it was about 3 years ago, I was Bill Dundee's partner for a short time, and I realized what kind of guy he was. Then I worked into a situation where I got in a single match with Bill Dundee, and he had to leave the area. Well, now, Bill Dundee, I think that you're a pretty good wrestler because obviously you've got titles and you've got prestige now. But I'm out here for one thing, and that's one thing only, and that's to challenge you, Bill Dundee. I'm challenging you to any kind of match you want to come up with, any stipulations in any place. Because when you're the king of the mountain, somebody needs to knock you off the top of that mountain, and I'm going to be the one. Now, thank you. A lot of people don't think Bill Dundee's yellow, but I think that he's a coward because he picks his spots. So, Bill Dundee, here's your challenge. Anytime, any place, any stipulations, and let's see you back out of that, Jack.
Can't be any more open than that. Good to see you, Steve, and we'll be looking for... The last time that you were mentioning yet loser leave town thing, he was gone for 2 years. I might point that out, too. Steve Keirn, good to see him back here. We'll take time out, be back in just a moment.
to be fat, 50 pounds fatter. There's a...
Referee Jerry Calhoun, and there come the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton.
Rogers and Fulton, of course, evoke an excellent fan response everywhere they go. These guys are the kind of guys that you love to point to as an example because they really put out when they are around the wrestling ring. Man, they are energetic, and for whatever discrepancy there may be in size with a lot of opponents, they more than make up with that wrestling ability and their energy that they bring to the ring. Tommy Rogers, followed by Bobby Fulton. Fantastic. They've had quite a record going in here. Sheepherders have found that out.
Yes, they have.
They can beat them, but they showed them that.
Sheepherders have found that size does not always count, as you pointed out earlier.
Okay, the Fantastics, and coming out their opponents in there. Tony Falk and Dutch Mantel.
I want to ask you something. Do you think I look like Ric Flair? That's right.
Do you look like Ric Flair? Well, I'm really sorry I can't see it, Tony.
Well, let me tell you, this morning I came to TV and a lot of people come up and ask me for my autograph, you know, and I signed my name, Tony Falk, and they got mad and wanted to beat me up.
I cannot imagine that.
This boy ain't won a match since he's been here, right?
That's right.
And if he's in a tag team situation and the team wins, that means his record's broken, right?
That will certainly be his
Tony
first.
Falk is getting his first. He might not win the match, but he's going to be on the winning team to do it today.
I hear it. Dutch Mantel and Tony Falk, who has his winless record intact coming into this match, Dave.
Does indeed, hasn't won one yet. We'll see what happens here in the tag team match that's one fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing at a total of 455 pounds from St. Louis, Missouri, Tony Falk, and his partner from Oil Trough, Texas, Dutch Mantel. Going against him, a total of 449 pounds from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, the Fantastics. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun will be the referee.
Dutchman starting on this side of the ring. On the far side, the Fantastics have yet to indicate who it'll be. And now Bobby Fulton looks like he's going to be starting out. Bell time, and here we go. Do you think he looks like Ric Flair? I don't see where he gets that.
They both have blonde hair. That's about it.
That's about it.
Bobby Fulton taking advantage of Mantel. He put him in a head scissors. Mantel didn't stay there long, though. He's back on his feet. The rugged one, Dirty Dutch Mantel, out of Oil Trough, Texas. Mantel had the headlock. Fulton using the ropes, but a shoulder by Mantel puts Fulton down on the mat. Nice move by Bobby Fulton. Mantel. I don't know if Mantel has wrestled against the Fantastics or not, but you know he's seen them in action around the area.
Cheer how that crowd came alive with the Fantastics out here, Dave. Boy, they love these two young fellas.
Here comes Tony Falk. His first appearance in this match, greeted with a boot to the midsection, and now Fulton off the rope with a nice backdrop over to the corner. Tags Tommy Rogers. Drop kick he hit him with, and Tony Falk.
Sitting here looking at Tony's head, did you see it snap when that top leg, and Tommy will get you that way. He catches you one leg right up in the head and the other leg right in the chest. A beautiful drop kick that Rogers knows how to execute.
Tommy asking for the crowd support, and he gets it instantly. Against the taller Tony Falk. Falk mighty unhappy at his no victory record while he's been around here.
Tell you, the way things have been going for him with Rogers, he better get over there and tag Mantel if he's going to get a chance for any part of his first victory here. Rogers been hanging on to him pretty good.
Falk trying to use the ropes here. Tommy slipped around behind him, picks him up, and Tony Falk body slam. Tagged by the Fantastics.
Mantel doing his part. He's standing ready. He's got that arm out there if Falk will ever get close enough to it. He's hollering at him, but he's off his feet, and Fulton snaps him back over and down. There's the tag, and here comes the Dutchman, Bobby Fulton, going against the veteran from Oil Trough, Texas, the Dirty Dutchman. Tag on Tommy.
Rogers round behind, and as Bobby Fulton released Dutch Mantel, Tommy Rogers grabbed him from behind and took him right back into the action there. Oh, look out. Dutch hit him with a right fist there.
Got that glove on, too, Dave. I've always been a little suspect of that glove that Dutch wears.
Here's Falk back in. Tommy Rogers. Tommy had both fists doubled. The referee stepped in between them and says, come on, Tommy, keep the fist open.
Dutch, when he tagged to Falk, he said, okay, you come in here and pin him, and I don't think he is too happy about the way things turned around so quick with Rogers taking advantage of Falk. Center of the ring.
I think Dutch thought he had him set up, and all Falk had to do was pin him, but didn't work out that way.
Quick leg scissors, down he goes. Tag on Bobby Fulton. And over the top and down, Bobby Fulton. Got that arm barred backward, but as Falk gets up, he rotates it through, takes the pressure off, misses the clothesline, takes another drop kick from Fulton. Fact of the matter is that the Fantastics are just too quick for Tony Falk, Dave.
They are. They've got the balance. They're set. Falk, when he goes at him, he is not really prepared to take advantage of the situation. Shoulders down, but the left shoulder now up off the mat. The referee did start the count at 1. But he had to stop it at that point. Tommy Rogers hanging on to that left arm. There's hair pulling by Falk. Use the fist. Reverse whip into the ropes by Tommy Rogers. He stayed with him. Tony Falk back on his feet. Rogers in the air. Body slams him. Now Falk goes over to the corner and tags Dutch Mantel. Rogers blocked that right hand. Bobby Fulton backed into the ropes by Mantel. Mantel fighting him across the way. Caught him with a knee. Got him in the midsection coming off the ropes. Drops with the elbow, and Dutch Mantel.
Did you see that? Dutch Mantel started to tag Falk. He said, no, I don't want to do that. He just kept right on Fulton.
Thought better of it. He, again, thought he had Rogers set up earlier for a pin, and Falk let him get away from him. Ooh, snap. Mantel tells Falk, that's how you do it. Count is 1, 2. That's not quite how you do it. You got to hold him for a 3 count. Falk comes in. He's using the fist liberally here. There's a clothesline. He didn't miss that time. There's a cover. 1. Count of 1 is all he got. Reverse neck breaker. Good one looked like by Falk. This could be it. 1, 2. No. Fulton kicks out at the 2 count.
Close.
Knee lift and a nice one coming off the ropes. Falk hits the mat. Bobby still hasn't made the tag. Now he gets it. Rogers comes in with the drop kicks flying. He goes after Falk. Now Mantel. Back to Falk. Rogers. Whoa! Mantel pulls the ropes down, and Rogers just drops to the mat. Mantel yanks him out of the ring. Meanwhile, referee keeping his eye on Falk and Fulton in the ring. Mantel with a chair. Look out, Tommy. From behind, Rick Casey smashes Mantel with that cowbell. Mantel is left. The Fantastics roll Falk down. Count is 2, 3. Bobby Fulton, Tommy Rogers, the Fantastics pin Tony Falk, and Falk still has not won a match.
the streak continues as Rick Casey came in when Dutch was getting ready to waylay Tommy Rogers with that chair. Casey came in with that cowbell, wrapped him good and hard, and Dutch took off. Dutch is carrying about 6 or 8 stitches or better under his eye where Rick Casey opened it up with that cowbell. So the winners, again, the Fantastics, Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Exciting action, a one-night tournament for the Southern Tag Team titles coming up Wednesday night in Evansville. You will see Dirty Rhodes and Tojo Yamamoto against Landell and Pat Rose. Sheepherders against Koko Ware and Rick Casey. Travis and Smothers against the Bladerunners. And Bill Dundee and Dutch Mantel against the Fantastics. 2 second round and the finals coming up Wednesday night in Evansville.
Right, you look at the champions. Get out of here, boy. Old Dutchman, take your head off with that whip. Dutch, come on over here, brother. We got to show
Before we get
respect.
started, let's have 10 seconds of silence for the departed King Jerry Lawler. That's enough. Let's talk.
All right, it's back to square one. Didn't we tell y'all it was going to be like this? It's back to square one. International title holder, Southern title holder, and we're going to be the Southern Tag Team title holders. That's how it all started, Dutchman. Then the King, he wanted to lose a leave-time match, and he's gone. Bye-bye, Jack. Hit the road, Daddy. Now, Fantastics, all them little girls are going to be screaming, and they're going to be hollering, oh, they're pretty, they're pretty. Then they're going to be hollering, please, Dutch, please, Bill, don't hit him no more. Don't bloody them up no more. Just pin him, because we don't want you to kill him. But we're going to pin you, Daddy, because we're going to win the Southern Tag Team title match, right?
We're going to go back to where it all started, and Jerry Lawler and Austin Snyder were the Southern Tag Team champions, but hey, Lawler's gone, so that means it's vacated, and now it's wide open. It's open season on the Southern Tag Team belts, and we're going to get them back like it all started out in the beginning. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. There's some people running scared around Evansville because they said if we split up, Mantel and Dundee, we might be able to handle them, but hey, we're back together again. We're an awesome team because underneath this hat and underneath this hair right here lies brilliant wrestling minds. We know what we're doing. And Casey's saying, boy, I'd do anything just not getting back in a match with Dutch Mantel. Koko Ware said the same thing. And Fantastics, if you got guts enough, just show up because we're going to take you out. 1, 2, 3, baby, and we're going to nip it right in the bud before it gets started. Y'all want to be potential superstars? Well, baby, this is the only superstar right here, and I'm the international heavyweight champion, and we're going to be the Southern Tag Team champion by the time Evansville is over.
So that's when all we're going to tell the folks is you're looking at some of the contestants. Whoever wins the rest of that, you're looking at 2 of them that's going to be in the finals of that, and you're looking at the champions, the Dutchman and the Superstar.
Bill Dundee defeats Jerry Lawler, and Lawler is gone. Here he comes, Superstar Bill Dundee.
We got the finest friends in the wrestling business. Look at on this.
Complete with cakes, little champagne, noisemakers. Everybody's celebrating.
Lance Russell, we're going to have a little party. Look at this wine. It says signature private wine. Budro, you know all about that. You open it up. Buddy Wayne, you're in charge of the
Well, Buddy Landell's got the champagne.
I can just tell you this. Jerry Lawler's out there flogging his life story, Jack. Well, let me tell you something, Lawler. You ain't going to flog this one, Daddy, because this is the only tape like it. Me beating you, and I'm going to play it every night and show it to all my friends, right? So we having us a little party, Southern title. And another thing, Steve Keirn's out here. This is a challenge to me. Well, I may not want to wrestle you, Jack. I may not want to wrestle peons. You're looking at the king of the hill. And when you got guys like the Nature Boy standing beside you, and you got the Bladerunners, and Tony Falk, and Dutch Mantel, and Hog Job Buddy Wayne, you don't need nobody on your side, Daddy, because you're looking at the best, Lance. And you can come to our party. But you right there.
Bill Dundee, and I don't blame him for being jubilant, regardless of what you may think. He accomplished something a lot of people thought was impossible.
I'm happy today, Lance, because finally, after 10 or 12 long years, Jerry Lawler is not showing his stinking face on this TV. And it is an accomplishment for Bill Dundee to be able to take him out, and my hat's off to him. I talked to him for 6 or 7 months about how to do it. He listened, and now he was man enough to go out there and take the battle to Lawler and take him down.
Yep, well, he did do that. He took it. He's got the Southern heavyweight belt.
Now, see, we fought this. It'll be a manhood right here, baby. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Little toe time.
And I hope you sell a lot of them tapes, Lawler, so you don't starve to death. And I also hope you got to drive all over the country like I did. To you, Jack, hit the road, Jack.
Little toast from the superstar to the absent king. Of course, Dundee is out here living it up, and as I said, I can't blame you. You accomplished something that nobody has ever been able to do.
Let me ask you something. There's very few men can set a dream in their life and never accomplish it. Well, you're looking at one that did. It took 10 years, Lawler. Will you quit for a minute, please, Dutch? It took 10 years, Lawler, to run you out of this stinking area, but I did it, and I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to win the world's title.
Well, you hear another statement coming from the Southern heavyweight title holder, Bill Dundee, declaring he will win the world heavyweight title.
Ric Flair may be the world's champion, I may be the super champion and the living legend, but there ain't nobody eats cake like Buddy Wayne. Zoom in on this, boy. Get a picture.
Budrow pouring it away. He's cutting off a piece. I'm sure that's for the rest of the folks. He's going to take the one that's left there.
Now, I got to go wrestle.
Yeah, I wouldn't have too much of all of this right here.
I dare you to break a sweat out there. I double dog dare you to break a sweat, brother. Waste that geek.
In the ring right now, Jerry Garman.
Nobody touched that tape, brother. That's me killing Lawler.
Okay, Bill Dundee heading to the ring. Dave, we're ready for the action as the party goes on.
It is going to be an expiration of time match. Expiration of time for this one, a single match. Introducing from Mississippi at 211 pounds, Jerry Garman, and going against him from Australia at 214 pounds, the superstar Bill Dundee. This match to the expiration of time, Jerry Calhoun is the referee. All right. Why, I tell you what. How would you like to be Jerry Garman right now, having to face the man who just beat a legend?
Yeah, Dundee is certainly pumped up, no question about that. Boy. He slapped Garman right off his feet as he wheels him across the ring, and Dundee blasts him with that clothesline, and down goes Jerry Garman.
Dundee picking him up, hammering him right back down.
Garman trying to fire back, and he got one shot at him at the midsection, no effect. Dundee just hiring a kite. He is really carrying it to Garman as he whips Jerry across the ring. There's a power slam. Took him with that momentum right off the ropes, and it didn't take him very long either, as Bill Dundee is the winner.
He is in 58 seconds, 58 the total time. Hey, looks like he's not through yet. Match is over. Look out, here comes Big Red Reese up into the ring.
Big Red, how long has it been since we've seen him? Man, he is 400 pounds of awesome. Look at this. Dundee over the shoulder. The Holy Ghost. Nope. Thought he was going to give him that big splash in there. Big Red coming to the defense of Jerry Garman, who lost the bout. Headbutts Dundee, and Dundee's celebration short-circuited by a very large gentleman, Big Red Reese. Look at him with Mantel interfering in. Dundee whipped right into Mantel, and look out for Big Red. Whoa. Blasted him in the corner. Dundee, Mantel hit the floor. As Big Red came in to keep Dundee from doing any more punishment to Jerry Garman after he'd already gotten the pin. So the winner of the official match is Dundee, but Big Red came out the class of that last little informal excursion.
Sure did.
Timeout, back in a moment.
and I'm going to beat you right here today.
Well, there you hear Tony Falk. That's a little dangerous, Dave, when you open it up and say, I don't care who's back there. Anybody come roaring out. But Tony Falk is getting a little desperate now. I see you're going up to the ring, and you're waiting on a challenger, just anybody. He's going to try to not keep his record intact, I guess we could put it that way.
Yeah, he wants to break the record here. Record of, I don't know how many matches it is, but he hasn't won one yet. He may not break it this time. Here comes Ric Casey.
You got that right. Coming out. The tough man from Texas, yeah.
Lance Russell, I hear Tony Falk out here blowing his mouth off. You know, I'll take his challenge. I just got out of shower, and I'm in my street clothes. But wrestling's what I do for a living, so I'll take his challenge right here.
Here's a guy that can do it, too. Ric Casey answering the challenge of Tony Falk. Heads to the ring, and it's bell time. So, we're going to find out if Tony Falk can break that string of his. I would say that this is not exactly the guy I would have picked to try to break it against, Dave.
No, well, he asked for it when he said, we issued the open challenge. He said, anybody back there in the dressing room who wants a match, come on out here and I'm going to beat him right here today and get my first victory in this area. Ric Casey answered the call. As he said, that's what he does for a living. He's going to go in there and take the match. Fist to the midsection, and there was some hair pulling before that by Tony Falk. Reversal by Casey puts him in the ropes. Tony Falk finds himself flying through the air. That's where he was most of the time in the earlier match that he lost. As he pointed out, though, he was part of a tag team. He and Dutch Mantel.
A little better than 2 minutes that we've got time-wise, and Tony Falk backs Casey up into the corner and swinging away at him. He's going with desperation now, plants a thumb in his throat, and that may get him nothing but grief. It's not helping Casey out any. If Casey, tough son of a gun, takes a heavy elbow, down on the mat he goes. Falk has at times shows some ability to wrestle, and then every now and then he'll make a mistake. Count of one. Oh boy, what an upset that would have been. As we're talking about how that was not the guy that he had the chance to beat. He was about to prove us wrong, still trying.
I think Tony made one of those mistakes right there. He took a little time to celebrate before he pinned him for the 3 count. Oh, Casey, 1, 2. Tony Falk.
What a beautiful move. Did you see Falk getting ready to take him on the hip toss? And Casey just flew through, bulldogged him right in the midair, and took him right down to the mat. And that is that for Tony Falk. He comes up with a record still intact of having not won a match. And how long did it take Casey?
Took him 1 minute 45 seconds. 1 minute 45 for Tony Falk to lose that one.
Well, there again is another situation where Tony made a mistake. He was not ready for a move like that. I got to admit that there wouldn't be too many people who would be ready, because Casey just almost seemed to change direction right in midair, hooked him with that bulldog while he was right up in the air, catapulting off that rope, took him right down and got that 1, 2, 3. Good win for Ric Casey over a dejected Tony Falk, and he will continue to seek that first win. Dave?
Boy, I was impressed. Listen, before you get to the recap, and is there any way, can we get a re-roll, okay, on the Ric Casey move? Let's watch this. Boy, into the ropes. Watch the slingshot effect. He goes underneath the arm, trying to clothesline me, and in midair, look at that. Boy, he fired up, hooked that head, bulldogged him right down, goes over 1, 2, 3. Falk giving a kick in between the 2 and 3, but he couldn't shake Casey. Casey had him good.
Not much defense for that move, as a matter of fact. Tony Falk finds himself losing again here today, though.
Made too broad a challenge.
Yes,
he
should
have said, I'll challenge anybody out there who has never wrestled and is under 5 feet.
Or he might have just said, I'll challenge anyone but Ric Casey and come out better today. Ric Casey won 2 matches. He won that one, and then he won the opening match of the day over Benny Traylor. It was Buddy Landel defeating David Haskins. It was the Bladerunners, Steve Borden, Jim Hellwig. Boy, they're a mean bunch these days. They defeated David Johnson and Jim Jamison in a minute 20 seconds. Then it was the Fantastics, Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers, as they defeated the team of Dutch Mantel and Tony Falk. Falk said that was a tag team defeat there, and that didn't count, so that's the reason he issued that other challenge. Bill Dundee.
2-on-1, by the way.
Yeah, he said it was 2-on-1, yeah. Bill Dundee over Jerry Garman, and then it was Rick Casey defeating Tony Falk.
Yes, sir, and that's the action of this particular day. By golly, I'll tell you what, we've got some interesting things with Buddy Landel back in the territory. Yeah. Landell looking for a major title, you can bet, and he's going to have challenges out everywhere with Koko, and that won't be the only one, I am sure. Buddy Landel, tough son of a gun. Lots of tough action coming up. We'll have it for you next week, and until we see you at that time, for Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
Announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.